Folks, look at this. As we are waiting for even more subscribers to just hop on so that they can get the education they need to continue in legacy wealth, passing that wealth down to their families, to their children, to their sons, their daughters, their grandchildren, their great grandchildren, making sure that IRA is self directed, right? Going into real estate investing so that they can build capital, okay? Instead of leaving your money to others that don't have your best interest at heart, right? As we are waiting for those to hop on, watch this. I want you to take a sneak peek at this wall right here, okay? Now, this wall right here has a very, very significant place in this video, okay? And you guys know me, all right? This is not going to be just a mindset video, all right? It's also going to be a, I would say, a project video. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you an assignment by the end of the video, all right? We're going to give you an assignment. Now, listen to this. We are in Keller Williams, right? Southern Arizona, the building. You guys know that I'm a realtor as well as a real estate investor. And boy, I love real estate, man. Look at this. We are in the office right now, KW Maps Coaching Bold Laws. I actually took this class not too long ago, back in 2016, because, you know, it's really about a plan, okay? If you don't have a plan, right? If you fail to plan, and then what's the old saying? You plan to fail. Well, I have a plan, right? And back then I was like, you know what? I need to get educated on real estate, right? So Bold Laws and that class really taught me how not only to sell real estate, but to become a realtor and help these people. Okay. So it's not just simply about the outward success, it's about that value that you can give to each and every client. Listen to this. Do you see the top one, that top picture? Your cells eavesdrop on your thoughts. Listen to this. Spontaneity is a conditional reflex. You teach people how to treat you. Look at these sayings. Don't they ring true? All right. Be, do, have. Now, I want to say something about that. A lot of people are focused on having things. A lot of people are focused on doing things, right? Not realizing that first you must be something to do something. And after that, that is when you'll have something. All right. So look at this. I want you to go ahead and maybe when this video is done, go back through all of these sayings, right? Maybe repeat them to yourself if you have to. Do some affirmations. I want you guys to reach for the stars and get them. Okay. Absolutely. Change your thinking, change your world. I love that one right there. Look at that. Change your thinking, you change your world. So just want to give you a little heads up here about the office here in Southern Arizona. We love our Keller Williams Southern Arizona agents. Boy, these are the best agents. Okay. So I just wanted to give you a, hey, Dwayne, what's going on? Give you a heads up there. Of course, this is going to be our entrance coming up. If you need some help, listen, we got Sheila Cooper, right? Sheila Cooper is going to be making sure that you will be getting taken care of, and all the realtors here, and of course yours truly. Okay, so if you're ever in the Southern Arizona area, we'll just go ahead and help you out. All right, folks. Like I promised you, okay? I promised you on YouTube that, and Facebook as well, that we are going to be talking about our classes. Okay, we're going to give you a rundown of one of our real estate investing education classes. These are the classes that we've taken. Okay, and we're just going to run through that here for you. And man, I really know that you're going to get a lot out of this. Don't hesitate, folks. You got to ask questions. Ask us the questions. All right. Ask us the questions as we're going through. We're going to make sure that we respond to you. Okay. We got everything plugged up. Okay. I'm actually going to be plugging my phone up as well as the other device, so we make sure we get those questions there for you. All right. And it's going to be Joseph Smith that will be bringing this to you. Now, Joseph, let me tell you something. Because, right, in large part of these classes, he is a very successful serial entrepreneur, killing it in the field of real estate investing, business credit. I mean, you name it. And I was talking to a lady just today. Her name's Mary. And you know what? I'm so proud of her. I'm proud of her right now. You know what I mean? And what she's going to be doing is going to be amazing. But Joseph is going to be showing you all of the real estate investing classes. Folks, hold on to your seats because this is going to be awesome. Okay? So, Joseph, let's go ahead and show them what these classes are all about.
I'd love to. CJ, I want you to be my cameraman today.
Okay.
Right? So different times when we're on the screen,
All right.
because I want to be able to zoom in and have people see things.
Ooh,
You think you can be a cameraman today?
Yeah, so let's be a cameraman today.
You're a man of multi-talents. All right. Hey,
All right.
I don't want to waste anybody's time, so let's jump in and get started. So when we talk about this education all the time, this is the secret sauce. We're going to show you how the sausage gets made today, folks. You want to know how to become a successful business owner, real estate investor, save money on your taxes. You want to learn how we find all the money that we need to do real estate investing. You want to see how we do velocity banking, build personal credit, build business credit, find, fund, fix, and flip properties. Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because here we go. All right, so this is the Renatus education that you see here. And I don't know if you're able to zoom in on that, Mr. Wallace.
Oh, yeah, we can zoom in on that. Here we go.
Okay, so when you see that, what's great about this education is you can go take your classes live. Here, let me, I'll scroll down real quick. The campus is located right down here, if you can see that. It's down in Centerville, Utah, which is just a suburb of Salt Lake City, right? So you can take your classes live. You can stream them live as they happen. So look, right up here. So there's on this tab here, it says education. Classes happen live every quarter. And so you can get the content straight from the source. You interact with the instructors in real time, texting in your questions and getting answers. Now, the course is broken up in Essentials, AIT. I'm going to show you all that. Learning part, a real estate investing education company, as well as business ownership and advanced financial strategies. This is where I learned velocity banking, and then later taught it, or exposed anyway, CJ Wallace to it, who's really taken it to an extreme. We've learned so many strategies, and I'm going to show you, and we're going to dive right in. So when you log into the education, you're able to, you're able to see so much. So we got CJ working on a whole bunch of stuff here. So I really want you to see. So when you log into your education, there's so many different ways and things that you can go in, and we're going to take a look at a lot of it. But let's dive right in. So right off the bat, the education is broken into two parts. If we can try and show both of that, you have the essentials right here in blue, and you have the AIT. The essentials is like your first 2 semesters of your freshman year. It's all the basics, everything that you need to know. And we'll go and take a look at that. And then your AIT is your accelerated investor training. And that's where we begin to learn all the advanced exit strategies and profitability models that we use with real estate investing. Because there's so many areas you can play in the real estate sandbox. And we'll go over that in just a minute. But let's dive in to the essentials courses right here. So when you're in your education, you see, oh, we got these Brady Bunch tiles. Dun, 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 dun. Here's a story of people making money, right? So this is what we want to show you. So all of these classes, these aren't little short YouTube videos. These are 6 to 8 hour long courses taught by industry professionals. Right here in the center, you have Mark Kohler, who is a certified public accountant as well as a real estate attorney. And he teaches 2 days over 16 hours of getting your tax and legal strategies. Now, when we're teaching tax and legal strategies, we're not teaching you 2011 tax and legal strategies. We're not teaching you something that happened a long time ago. Remember, these courses are continuously updated. So you're learning 2019 tax strategies. Hey, CJ, what tax strategies do you think we'll be learning in 2020?
In 2020, I'm guessing we're going to be learning 2020 tax strategies.
Absolutely, because the course is always being updated to reflect what's going on in the market as well as what's going on legally. So in these 2-day classes, I mean, it's amazing. So let's open up one real quick. Let's take a look. So we're going into the class, and as you see, this is the recorded portion of the class, not obviously the live portion. But you can see right off the bat, I don't know if the camera's quite catching over here in this corner, CJ, yeah, right there. So you see you got this little headset icon right here. Every class can be downloaded into MP3 format. If you want to use your computer and burn that onto a disc and play that in your car, or maybe you just want to put it on an iPod or on your smartphone, you can literally take your education with you wherever you go. Now then, this right here, this section gives us our documents. So every class comes with a workbook as well as other supporting documents to help you go through the course content. And then you can see here in day 1, it's broken up into 34 segments. I mean, so many different amazing things where we talk about how to set up your business, what entity type should you be, understanding the tax strategies. Let's take a look at this right here. Let's look at a portion of the class for just a moment.
Thank you so much, my wonderful studio audience. I love you. Thanks for being a...
Look at that.
It's closed caption.
Closed caption.
Thanks for letting me joke around, have a good time. I'm going to loosen the tie now. We're getting to work. It's getting serious. So, all these sections up to this point are building upon each other. For this section, titled your #1 tax strategy. And I said it right at the beginning. Of course, the #1 tax strategy is to have a small business on the side. And this is very, very important.
Where have you heard that before?
We start getting into our whiteboard now and more Q&A. And as we start developing this, okay, so having a small business is so important for building wealth and cash flow, having just, this dream and American dream and making it real and doing something we love. The list goes on and on, right? Well, the key part of that list is saving taxes. And so as we talk about all these sections up to this point, building your business plan and then your strat plan and what are you
marketing
passionate
plan
about, what's your goals and working backwards and getting that going. All of you in this room are at least in startup mode.
All right. I don't have time to show it all to you, but I just wanted to see it's that easy. You just find which part you want to go over in the coursework, and then you just click on that segment. Go all the way through. You can rewind, of course. Repeat anything that you have difficulty with. Once the course is completed, you then take the final exam, which is really great as well, because then you get to see what you learned. And if you don't pass the test, don't worry, you can keep taking these courses because you have lifetime access to this education. It doesn't go away. So I mean, like here he's talking about how to set up through your tax write-offs your own healthcare system.
Care is your solution. It's really
Kohler Care. His name's Mark Kohler. He's talking about how to set up your own healthcare system through your business so that you're not dependent upon some government or a government agency or maybe some lender. You can create your own health savings accounts and have so many tax savings while at the same time paying for all of your health expenses.
I don't know if I have a sexy, cool story.
So again, the great thing about Mark Kohler too is that he's fun. He's funny. He keeps what might be a boring topic such as tax and legal strategies fun and engaging. He's like Seinfeld, you know, but for tax and legal strategies. It's amazing. So again, we talked about, I mean, these are just tax and legal day 1 and 2. But what are the other course content? As we look at this, what about negotiations? This course right here is taught by none other than Bob Snyder. Bob Snyder is the founder and CEO of the Renatus education system and has done literally over 6,000 deals. I mean, it's amazing how many deals he's done. He's had $1 million a year. He topped that the following year by $1 million a month. And then, you know, that not to be outdone, he's had $1 million day as well. Now, in this course, because of so many deals that he has negotiated, small deals and big deals, he teaches a whole course on how to negotiate the deal. What's great is, again, you have all your content, you got your workbook, but look, in a lot of classes, there are group exercises. So you have the ability to walk through and work through different scenarios that help you better hone your skills. In this case, in the course of negotiations, which is really awesome. So as we take a look at some of the other courses here, negotiations is a part of every deal. We also have velocity banking. Where do you think CJ learned how to be an amazing velocity banking student? Did he just discover it overnight? No, he got educated, and this is the course that he learned it from. And where do we get velocity banking? Straight from Australia.
Australia, down under, mate.
Yeah, that's where we learned the strategy from. And here's what's great. To go with your velocity banking, you got several different types of Excel spreadsheets that help you calculate your budget, velocity banking strategies. Here's what's great. Putting in your own loan numbers or your mortgage numbers and using velocity banking to calculate down to the penny, down to the day when you're going to be able to pay off all of your debt and how fast you're going to be able to do it as well. This course is taught by 3 instructors. You've got Bob Snyder, as well as Christian George and Randall Cloud. All of the instructors for Renatus are people that are active real estate investors, business owners that have made $1 million in net worth and assets in the field that they teach, and it's their current form of income. So you're not really learning from somebody who made some money a long time ago in real estate and now talks about it in theory. You're learning from people who do this as their primary source of income. So this is velocity banking. And then you have over here, you have credit management with Eric Counts. This is a great class because how many of you have some personal credit issues or challenges or know somebody who has personal credit issues or challenges? Well, wouldn't you like to know a little bit about how this whole FICO system and this score that seems to define who you are as a person, how did this come to be, and what are the steps that you can take to actually make your score go up? There are literally 5 different areas that calculate your credit score, and Eric Counts brilliantly goes over how these contribute and what actions that we sometimes don't realize that we're taking that hurt our own credit, and simple things that we can do to actually improve our credit score in a very short period of time. So we have right here, deal of the decade. Now it's said that the deal of the decade, the best deal you're going to find, right? Well, how many times do you think it comes around? Does it just come around once?
Every 10 years?
The deal of the decade comes just about every week. All right. As we take a look at this course, deal of the decade is about really how to find properties. Where are these properties? Do we just have to hire? Do we have to hire Keller Williams or a realtor to help us find deals?
No, and that's coming from a realtor.
No, of course not. This is where we learn a lot of strategies about how to find houses that are in probate, or houses that are stuck in eviction court, or houses that are stuck in divorce court. And again, every course comes with a workbook. But this is where you learn how to find deals that nobody else has found, because these aren't on the MLS. If you know and understand how to read public documents and Liz pendants, right? You understand how to read foreclosure, pre-foreclosure documents. You can find a lot of deals before they ever hit the MLS. So it's about educating yourself on where and how to find these documents. And a lot of this can be found straight from your computer at home if you know where you're looking. And sometimes the information might cost a little money, but hey, if you're making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on a fix and flip, maybe that's an okay expense to go ahead and pay for some of these leads.
There you go.
What about self-directed IRA?
Oh, that's a huge one.
Folks,
that's a huge one.
Last year, in a 6-month period of time, I raised $700,000 just using this class to purchase a duplex and a triplex and do 4 fix and flips. So it was a good year for me, I have to say. And this was the course that helped me find the money to do it. Again, I mean, every class comes with a workbook so that you're able to go over all of the information. Because people learn in different ways. Some people, they have to read it. Other people have to see it. Or other people have to hear it. So we really have a system that's designed here to cater to however you learn best. But the course is broken down, of course, and this one's broken down into 33 segments. Segments ranging from 6 to 14 minutes long, so that you really learn and understand and grasp the material. Again, this is all just in your paid basic education. What about creative acquisition strategies? Well, before we talk about creative acquisition strategies, let's talk about real estate red flags. Because we used the deal of the decade class to really find the deal, but now we've got to run the numbers. How do we know if it's a good deal? Well, again, and here, look, we're going to have an Excel spreadsheet that helps us run our numbers. Not just any kind of Excel spreadsheet, but I mean, this class is about not what you see on TV. TV math always makes things look so great. This is about finding all the hidden costs that you might not have thought of so that you can accurately run your numbers to see, is this a good deal, or are there some red flags that should make you concerned and you should walk away? This is taught by Chris Alwyn. This was a guy who was a full-time teacher and wrestling coach at high school. And, you know, obviously he owns about 1,000 properties. And you know, you can do that on any teacher site these days, right? Just go out and buy 1,000 properties. No, of course not.
Nope.
He learned how to do this. He learned, and a lot of it was through trial and error. And he tried a lot of programs, but he's a highly sought after instructor by a lot of different gurus and programs that are out there. He teaches this course to really help you learn and understand all the materials. Now, here's a great thing about this education. If you didn't know this, none of these courses try to sell you anything. There's no need to sell you anything. This is all about education. So some people always, they've told me, I don't want to get an education where I buy something, they teach me something, and then they got to upsell me. All of these courses are designed for you to immediately take action and immediately start making money in the area of instruction. So here's Creative Acquisitions. This is a course that goes over 10 strategies on how to take properties under control through contracts without having to use any money or any credit. I mean, you might have heard of things like contract for deed, or you might have heard of subject to, right? Well, this is the class that teaches you how to do that. Now, let's say you're like, yeah, I want to do a subject to. Well, great. We just go into we take the class, and then we go to our real estate forms, as you can see here, and then we go to our contracts, deeds, amendment, addendas. We got a long list of them.
Long list.
But then you can just pick the addendum right here.
Subject to addendum.
For a subject to.
Boom.
And so you have to fill out your regular real estate purchase contract, and you throw this in as an addendum and make sure you get all the terms set about by the subject to that you've negotiated. And bada boom, bada bing, you're done. Right? So we have so many different contracts, ways for you to do all different types of real estate. Maybe you're doing a lease because it's a rental. There's all kinds of ways to get started and to have the tools and resources that you need. I'm not really giving you a specific order, obviously, to these classes. I'm just talking about, because all of you are starting at a different place. Some of you have some experience. Some of you have no experience. If you have like absolutely no experience with real estate, here's a class where you might want to start with. It's called the Real Estate Foundations class, taught by Hugh Zaretsky, where, you know what's great about this class, like all classes, comes with a workbook. But how about a glossary of terms to explain the difference between BPO and REO and FSBO, right? and understand ARV and FMV, and
yes,
there's so many different acronyms that we use. How about getting all of those defined so that you understand when somebody pitches you a deal, what the heck they're talking about?
Yes.
Right? This class is designed also to help you understand who are all the major players in the real estate deal. And if you are going to use a realtor, what are the right questions to ask? Contractors, what kind of contractors do you need? Title, escrow, insurance. What are the right people that you need to have on your team? This class comes with 37 segments to really help you break down and have all the fundamental questions that you need to ask anybody that's going to be on your real estate investing team.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, there's so much that I can tell you about this. This is such a powerful education. But again, it's just education. It's nothing until you start doing something with it. But let's talk about that AIT. Now, I talked to you about the accelerated investor training. So the essentials that we were looking at really gives you the foundation to just learn how to start your business, how to be profitable, how to save money, how to raise money and get the money that you need, how to find properties and put them under contract. But what about the different types of exit strategies? How do you become profitable? Well, maybe you want to do a lease option strategy. So you have 6 majors that are broken down here in this education. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 classes designed to teach you from start to finish how to do a lease option strategy. But maybe you're like, no, I want to do a fix and flip. Well, that's great, because we have 11 classes that teach you how to do fix and flip. Market analysis, right? We have how to find private and hard money. What if you need to understand a little bit about the mortgage? What's the due on sale clause? Mortgages, like how can we, if we do want to do a subject to, how do we take those over? What about foreclosures? If you're going to buy a house in foreclosure or pre-foreclosure, you need to understand the process. We also have wholesaling. How many people have thought to themselves, you know what? I want to get into wholesaling because this is a great strategy.
Stupendous.
Some people have paid thousands of dollars just to learn how to wholesale. Well, this class is taught by Chris Wilson, one of the #1 wholesalers in the whole country. And here's what's great. His workbook here, I'm going to open up one of these workbooks. You know, we haven't opened up a workbook yet to show people what these look like.
Yeah, let's do it.
I want to show you how robust some of these workbooks really get. So this is the wholesaling workbook and a lot of disclaimers. So you get through all the disclaimers. And then you start looking at this workbook, and it's really in depth. It's set in sections where it breaks down how to do wholesaling into all the steps, and it talks about illegal wholesales, and again, we need to do it legally. So how to avoid making those mistakes, because you can't sell a house that doesn't belong to you, right? That's what realtors are for, right? These workbooks are designed to help you when you go through the class and pass the test. So you might go over certain topics, like they're talking about the HUD and the VA loans, and how to find your buyers, right? Wholesaling is really a robust strategy about finding buyers and sellers and bringing them together, right? So you've got to have a strategy on where to look, where are the best places to find, or what strategies. There are multiple places to look. This is such a huge workbook.
It's huge.
And even in this workbook, if we skip down, it's got sample contracts in here. Is this one of them? Yeah,
Sample contract,
contract to purchase real property. So it gives you an idea of some of the components that needs to be in this, and what type of addendums do you need to attach to a wholesaling contract. So I mean, I'm telling you, this is not some little short, YouTube type of thing. This education is very robust. In fact, this whole education has been built around the intelligent system design method, which really studies how do people learn: auditory, kinesthetic, visual.
Yes.
Right? And this education incorporates all the different ways that people learn. And it's also set in a systematic first step, second step process, so that it's organized in a way that you can digest it. And it's systematic in that it goes from step 1 to step 2, and it's completely thorough. Keep in mind that these courses get updated about every 12 to 18 months. Most courses get updated every year. Some of them might take just a little bit longer than a year, because we've got 60 classes, and we've got about what is it now?
Now that's not 60 hours of classes. That's actually 60 classes.
Yeah, the 60 classes and about what is it, 30, 40 different instructors.
Yes.
So scheduling them all to come in and teach their courses takes a little bit of time.
We actually got new content as well.
There's always
the 1031.
Well, no, that's not the newest one.
That's not the newest one?
That one came out just a couple weeks ago. We just got in home inspectors.
Look at that.
And home inspecting.
You see, that's frequent, isn't it? That's frequent updates. So that's good. That's awesome.
So we have 2 full days on how to do a rehab. Maybe you've never done a rehab before. This is taught by Brian Sump, who was a diesel mechanic turned real estate investor. Here's what's great is he takes you through when you first walk a property, right? Let's see if we can find what. I love how this class is organized. So the class is taught, there's classroom portions, and then after a classroom portion, then they go out, and then they're on site. So
I'm Brian Sump. We're
This is
here
good
working on a rehab house that we picked up a little while ago. A little bit of background on
Are you
this
fixing
house.
flippers?
We started working on it about a year and a half ago.
that's a drone camera being used to film the house.
Or actually, the homeowner contacted me and asked if I was working with short sales, and said, yeah, that's what I do on a regular basis. And he goes, great, I really need you to help me out of this situation. I've had a little bit of an income drop and a job loss. I need to get rid of the house. And I said, okay, well, let's see what we can do. So we met together and got together some documentation and sent it into the lender, and then we waited and we waited and we waited. And a lot of the time that was spent was waiting on the lender giving us any type of communication or any type of a dialogue going. But once that finally happened, we were actually able to send into the lender the proper documentation that they wanted to be able to move forward with this short sale. After about 18 months, we were able to get from the lender the house about $8,000 cheaper than what our original offer into the house or into the lender was. So if any of you are really interested in the short sale side of this, that's a great 2-day class to take, and that would basically get you to the understanding of where it is and how we got to the point that we're at right now. So today we're here at our rehab house. This is going to be section 1 of some more events that we've got coming on at this house. But we're going to be going through this house from very top to very bottom, including the outside, showing you what needs to be done on a rehab property to bring it up to marketable condition, how to maximize the amount of profit that you're going to get out of it, as well as minimize the amount of cost that it's going to take in getting this property and getting a property up to marketable condition.
Guys, there's so much more. This is like a 16-hour long class. So there's so much that you're going to be able to learn from rehabbing, but you don't learn how to rehab by sitting in a classroom. That's why these 2 days is spent on the job site. So you learn what are you looking for? First of all, what are the major things? Kind of break it down into 4 big major categories of things that we're looking in a rehab to do. And then on top of that, what jobs do you start first? Which jobs can be done at the same time? Which jobs should be done last? And maybe which jobs don't even need to be done at all because it can be part of the negotiations.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's just rehabbing. But how do we find the deals? Well, there's also another way to pick up houses is at auction. John McCants teaches how to buy houses at auction. He's one of my mentors. He actually worked with me here. We came out, taught a class at the auction. I was there, and I purchased our last house with Ray Fleming at auction, and we sold it in 35 days. It was great. Now, this is Darren Davis, another instructor that I work very closely with, who teaches us how to do auction analysis. Because you just don't show up on the day of the auction and then just buy a house. But in this class about auctions, you need to know how it works, because you don't want to show up and be green and be the new guy and not understand what's going on at all. So this class breaks down what's going on, the whole process of the auction, what are the players, how to bid, and it really gives you an idea of the whole of, this is all part of the foreclosure process, but where all does this fit in the grand scheme of things? You got a workbook that helps take you through everything, and that's good. Once you know, this gives you a whole overview of the auction process. But now, specifically, you need an auction analysis class because, okay, right? Are we doing an ROI analysis based on? I mean, what is your exit strategy? How much should you got to have when you buy a house at auction? Are people still living there? Like, do we need to pay cash for keys? You got to understand all the different factors that might go into figuring out what is your max bid.
Right.
This class teaches you how to know going into the auction what your max bid is, because you don't want to get caught up in the emotion of the auction. That's dangerous. You'll overpay for a house. You need to go in with a cool, concrete, calculated strategy. Now, when it comes to fix and flipping the property, how about learning from a 2-day course from our fix and flippers? Our fix and flip instructors have been, Ben and Heather, they have been doing this for years, for like 11 years. And over the last, I want to say the last 2, maybe 3 years, they've made $7 million a year. Did you hear that? $7 million a year, because they started small, but they have a huge company. They're doing multiple flips. They've got so many different project managers underneath them now. They've turned it into a huge, robust system.
I'll never forget what Heather said. Heather said, because she's a realtor, and she said her favorite person to represent is herself. I'm with you, Heather.
So if you look at these courses, this is not only going to teach you how to do a fix and flip, but if you want to scale this up and build a real estate empire, go ahead. You have all the instruction on how to do it.
That's so true.
Short sales. Brian Sump was talking about short sales, a great strategy for people who are underwater. They owe more on their house than what it's worth, and they can't afford it anymore, and they might be going to foreclosure. There's an opportunity in those situations to negotiate with the bank to purchase the house at a discount. And when you purchase a house at a discount, you're going to create your own equity. That's amazing. What about multifamily? Who doesn't want to own an apartment complex? I mean, come on. Apartments.
That's true. All
your tenants in one spot. You only have to go one place to track down and get paid.
Wow.
I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, do people live in apartments right now? Can anybody think is there an apartment complex near you? Are there people living there? Are there people paying rent?
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Doesn't matter if the market is going good or the market's going bad. Do people live in apartments?
That's true.
It's a great way. All right, we have notes, tax deeds, and liens. Look at these classes.
Jeff Armstrong.
How to create seller finance notes. But what about Gavin McCaleb's class on tax deeds and tax liens? What a cheap and inexpensive way to buy some paper on a house and get paid guaranteed 16 to 18% interest. Guaranteed. Does anybody have a guaranteed 16 to 18% interest in their portfolio? Because if you don't, you really need to take tax liens and deeds, because, and we say guaranteed because what if they don't pay?
Right.
Well, then you just get a house. I mean, how close? I mean, but you get a house for the cost of the taxes. So there's a lien put on the property for the taxes. Let's say it's $2,000, $3,000, maybe $4,000, and you don't get paid back your money with your guaranteed 16% interest. You have the right to foreclose. This class teaches you that whole process. How do you do that? How do you buy the liens? And if they don't pay, how do you foreclose? How do you get the house? Right? What a great strategy. What's great about this is you can buy tax liens with credit cards over the internet. There's tax lien auctions all over the time. Who wants to buy, I don't know, I had a guy, his name's Ben Bjornstad.
Oh my goodness.
Great guy. A phenomenal real estate investor from New York. And he just got on the New York tax auction site, because they do tax deeds. So they don't, when you buy, if they don't pay, you just automatically get the house. So he purchased a 5-plex for I think it was something like $15,000. It was able to just put it on a credit card. It's worth over $1 million, right? I mean, it's just amazing. And he did that while sitting. I think he told me he was sitting. He got up early one morning and he still had his bunny slippers on and was just drinking his cup of coffee at his computer. But he learned how to do it from this class. I said, well, how did you do that? He says, well, I took this class. I did everything that Gavin told me to do, and then I got it. And then someone's like, well, that sounds great. How did you get a $15,000 credit card? Oh, well, hold on. We'll get there in just a second. Commercial real estate. Man, if making $20,000 on a fix and flip is exciting, what about making $20 million on a
Antonio, you haven't heard anything
on
yet.
A commercial flip? I mean, learning how to do commercial real estate, calculating cap rates, how to analyze these deals. What about land development, raw land development, everything? How about strip malls? Anybody want to own a strip mall? Think about that. There's so many strategies. Now, bonus tracks. Now, here's,
this is so beautiful.
I always got to give props up. Here's one of my business partners here.
Man.
There's this class I took. It was an amazing class. It's called Business Credit with Megan Christensen. She's one of my business partners. I love the class so much and the instructor so much, we decided to go into business together. I mean, how cool is that?
Super cool.
To have the opportunity to partner if you have the time and the resources to do so. But where did that $15,000 that Ben got, where did it come from? Well, how about business credit?
Business credit.
$50,000. How to get $50,000 in lines of credit in 6 to 12 months without using your personal guarantee. You don't have to use your social security number at all.
Folks, isn't that worth it? You know, even if you had to come out of pocket for the first few times, right? $15,000 on business credit. The money wasn't yours.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? It's beautiful.
And then look at these bonus tracks. These are your electives. What do you want to add? What other strategies do you want to put in there? We talked about business credit. What about financial awareness and wealth acceleration with Garrett Gunderson? This is a strategy on how to use insurance policies. You're going to insure your business. You're going to insure your properties. You're going to get life insurance, health insurance. How can we use that insurance and create cash value out of it, borrow against it, and use that not only as a way to protect ourselves from litigation, but also to provide extra stream of income, or excuse me, not income, but an extra stream of liquidity that gives us the ability to go buy assets and create cash flow.
Yes.
How about cost segregation? Taking your commercial real estate properties and depreciating it faster. Because if you're going to buy a commercial real estate property, you're going to put up a huge chunk of money. What are we talking about? $500,000, $1 million, $2 million. That's a lot of money to put out there. And if you're paying rent on any of that, your payments could be $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month. Well, wouldn't it be great if you could accelerate the depreciation, the deductions that you can take on the property, so that you can actually, even though you're paying all that money, have it come right back to you in your tax return? Wouldn't that be great? That would be like getting a commercial real estate property kind of, it would feel like, for free.
Yeah.
If the money you paid came right back to you.
That's awesome.
Learning how to accelerate the depreciation. What about nightly rentals? Who here doesn't want to own an Airbnb? So how about, you don't even have to go out and buy real estate. How about turning your own house into an Airbnb? How do you do that? What are the strategies? What if you just decided, you know what? I live in a great area. We've got maybe a golf tournament, a racing sports event. There's a river festival, whatever you've got going on. And you just go ahead and go book yourself into a hotel for however many dollars a night. Say you book yourself for $100 a night, but you're charging for your place maybe $200.
$200 a room, folks.
Can you imagine that? So if you have a 3-bedroom, a 4-bedroom, I mean, you're going to stay at a hotel and let somebody stay in your house and just make bank. How cool is that? I mean, this is the nightly rentals class. It's a great way to, I mean, if there's a way to make money in real estate investing, they're here. But I mean, someone's like, well, what about, this gets complicated. I understand. We've got courses right here with attorneys that teach you contracts.
Nicole call.
Yeah, here's how to do title, tenant agreements, right? We have one on just basic rentals. I mean, that is basic rentals. We have one on just how to do basic contracts right here. Look, a whole class on just what are the components of a contract? How do you know if you have a legitimate contract, right? What are the things that have to be in every contract, and what are the fluff, the fillers that some people put in that you could just draw a line through?
Yeah.
Because that's, you don't, some people just say, oh, here's a contract and I'll sign it. No. Know what your rights are. Know what, I mean, people just don't know. Well, I mean, you could say, oh man, that sounds like such a boring class. I don't know. These classes get really exciting when you talk about, hey, we're going to make some money on this class. But what about home inspecting? Anybody, who are my home inspectors out there? Oh, this is 1031 exchanges. Home inspecting just came out. 1031 exchanges. Hey man, you're going to sell a house, you're going to get paid, you're going to have taxes unless you roll that over into a purchase of another property.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness. Could you potentially defer taxes forever? Legally?
Forever defer. Forever defer.
I don't know if you could do that. I'm just saying the 1031 exchanges is such a great strategy for people who have a lot of, I mean, this is an education that teaches you not only how to build your wealth, but how to keep it.
That's right.
This is an amazing course. And so this is education, and this is all well and good. And we talk to you about, hey, did you know that this education's for 2 people? You get when you buy this education, let's go back and look at that. I mean, some people are like, I never even told you what this stuff costs. Right? Well,
It's beautiful, man.
Let's take a look at that real quick.
Because it's for 2 households. Isn't that awesome?
All right. So if we go here, if we take a look at this, I don't have any prices, but this Essentials course, which is just like pretty much everything I've gone over, the Essentials is for $1,997. It's 11 classes. It's like 65 hours of education. How to put your entity together, how to take advantage of legal tax write-offs, how to find money through self-directed IRAs, how to pay off your debt in record time with velocity banking, how to repair your own your personal credit by making great or better personal credit choices, how to find properties, the deal of the decade, how to run the numbers with real estate red flags, how to put them under contract without using any of your own money or credit with creative acquisitions, right? And the list goes on and on. There's negotiations with Bob Snyder, real estate foundations, how to put your whole real estate team together. There's so many different ways that this education pays you back for just $1,997, and you get it for life, and it's for 2 people.
Wow.
Then you have the AIT, which is all those other majors that we talked about. Short sales, fix and flip, buy and hold, lease option, right? We're talking about multifamily, commercial, seller finance notes, and all of the elective bonus classes, right? That's for $18,000 or $17,997. When you put it all together, if you were to get the full education, both the essentials and the AIT, it comes to $19,994. But I'm telling you, it's like, hey, we let a lot of people just
That's the deal.
We let a lot of people dip their toe too.
Yeah.
Some people are just like, I don't know.
Right.
Right? And some people are like, hey, I'm not sitting on 20,000. Yeah. Well, then take your essentials, because we teach you in the essentials how to find the money so that you not only can get more education to learn what you're doing, but I mean, who doesn't want to be out of debt? Who doesn't want to find a whole bunch of money for investing in real estate with self-directed IRAs? I mean, these courses work. I am talking to Renatus doesn't advertise. There's no Renatus commercials out there or anything, because they're committed to actual students succeeding using their program and then sharing it with other people. Now, I want to give you a disclaimer right off the bat. You might have different results than me. It's totally up to you. It's based off of your work, your due diligence. You need to hire the professionals. We talk to you, we teach you, we have classes that show you how to find professionals and use them and make sure that you run your numbers and that your numbers make sense and that it's competitive in the market that you're in. You're looking at days on market. You're looking at all of your money costs, your holding costs, right? We want you to make informed, educated decisions, but we also want to give you the ability to not only have the education to know what you're doing, but to also, right here, we have a system right here called Renatus iOS. I wish I had time to go into the software, but when you're in this education, this is how you access the MLS. This is how you access pre-foreclosures. This is how you find your probate, properties that are in probate. And this is how you run the rehab numbers. We talked about the rehab class. How do we find out what the materials cost? Well, this system is linked to the Home Depot database. Now, I mean, you might have a Lowe's or an Ace Hardware or some other shop in your area, but if we calculate what it costs at Home Depot, then you know it's pretty much going to be pretty similar if you go shop at any of the other major carriers. Listen, when you know this is linked to stock keeping units, so you go through meticulously, oh, hey, look, we're going to have to redo the flooring, some paint here. We got to do something with those kitchen cabinets. You're going to be able to price the whole thing out. And then as you build your team with the education and you learn, oh, hey, I've got a cabinet guy, I've got a plumber, I've got a flooring guy, I've got an HVAC guy. And as you work with these people and you work with them over and over and over again, they give you better and better and better deals. And when you can start getting your rehab costs down and getting them tighter, you're much more competitive with other real estate investors that are out there. This software helps you find money. Within this software, the Renatus iOS software, it's linked to investors all over the country. People that are lending money, hard money, private money, people that want to buy. Yeah. You need to work on creating a buyer's list. Well, this isn't just within the Renatus community. Anybody ever heard of Fortune Builders or anybody heard of Rich Dad, Poor Dad? This links you with real estate investors of all stripes, of all calibers, all across the country, so that you can find money, find deals. Maybe you want to buy a property. Well, they'll be posting it here. You want to sell a property, you'll be posting it here, right? This is so robust. I don't have time to tell them about how it has an automated system with using text messages. And so, people used to put signs in their yard that say for sale. Now you can use this system to sell real estate on Facebook. right? This link, you can link this to Facebook, right?
Oh my goodness. That's awesome.
So there's so many, I mean, we give you the tools to succeed, to find the money, to find the properties, to find the buyers. This is a very robust education. And if any of you think that CJ Wallace is a successful real estate investor, business owner, let me tell you, he started out where you're at. And he looked at this, and you know what? He got past his fear. He made a decision. He said, you know what? I'm in. And I remember that because this was a guy working at Popeyes who just got out of the military and was like, what am I going to do? And then I stopped by and said, hey, CJ, I heard you pray to God. He sent me to you to tell you here's what you're going to do. It wasn't exactly like that, but no.
Almost.
Fortunately, God brought us together, and CJ has just been killing it. CJ, I want to thank you so much for having me. I've been showing you the Renatus education. I want to turn the content portion of this webinar back over to you so that you can really just bring it on home, tell these folks what this costs, and how we can just get them going whenever they're ready.
Awesome, folks. You know, I promised you that I'm going to give you an assignment, right? Give you an assignment. And I want to give you an assignment right now, okay? The assignment is go out right now, okay? And you know my email, creditwiz@investorpro.org. But go out and find at least 10, what you think, 10 deals in each and every area that you're in, whether you're in Missouri, whether you're in Texas, whether you're in Florida, whether you're in California, okay, Washington, Idaho, Utah, it doesn't matter where you're at, go out tomorrow. Find 10 deals. It doesn't matter if you have to go across a county, okay, and let me know about them. Let me know about your deals, because I'm going to take it one bit at a time. We're going to take it one step at a time, and we're going to give you an assignment. And that assignment is go out with the knowledge that you have right now and find 10 deals. You know what? I'm going to make it, listen, I'm going to go even further. Find 10 deals, all right? And then make offers on those 10 deals that you have with the knowledge that you know. You'll be surprised. Watch. Okay? Now listen, I know you're trying to read my shirt. Okay, it says I will. All right, we as real estate investors, we have a conference every year, man, and it is awesome. The conference is awesome, and this was actually the last one I went to. I will, and plan on going to each and every one that I can, keeping you involved in the loop as well. I also have a Facebook page, CJ Wallace LLC. Go ahead and like it, share it. Man, these people need to know, right? The community needs to know that there's more to life than being a wage slave, being a W-2 employee. All right, listen, I want to let you know that we got the education here, okay? We are definitely on board of letting you in, of course. I wanted to make sure that you knew about this, knew about where we come from, where in the world did we get our education. Many of you have been like, hey, where did this guy learn it from, right? Listen, this is where we learned it from, all right? If you want to get into the education, I want to just let you know the real estate investing education, right? The business credit builder, you've heard about that, and velocity banking, okay? The consultation, that's going to be 24 months, okay? 24 months of velocity banking coaching. If you want all three of those, it's only going to be $3,997 for you, all right? And that's until April 1st. I want to make sure I got that right. Yep, April 1st. And no, I'm not April fooling you, okay? Listen, if you want just the real estate investing course, you just want to get into the real estate investing, you want to work with us, $1,997. If you want to just work with the business credit builder, that's good, okay? You'll still be working with me, all right? $2,997. And if you want that consultation alone, okay, for the velocity banking, that will be $2,997 as well, okay? Listen, folks, you know that we are here to educate you, Okay, a lot of this has already changed your life. I know that there's more for you, okay, and I believe in you, okay. I heard a report today, as a matter of fact, that kind of saddened my heart, and it was there were people around this certain lady, okay, that don't believe in her, okay. She took the step of being a business owner, okay, a real estate investor. She says, listen, I've picked cotton for too long, right? I've been on the plantation, the corporate plantation for too long. I'm breaking free. And people want to make fun of her. People are saying, hey, won't you sit down? You're too old. And all of this. I want to let each and every one of you know that I believe in you. And I believe in your business. And there's no one that can stop you, because there's no one that can stop us. So you're not alone, folks. All right. We are going to be there helping you every step of the way. All right. And even if we weren't there, you've got this information. All right. You can do this. I believe in you. CreditWiz at investorpro.org. And I just want to let you know, did it stop? Okay. Just want to let you know about that. We will help you. Go ahead and call the number. All right. 888-524-9273. You want to get set up, connected with every one of these or just one of them, hey, we'd be glad to help. All right. Listen, can somebody tell me before we close, what is the definition of insanity? Right? The definition of insanity. Do you remember that? The definition of insanity. I like it. I like the way Einstein said it. He said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. If you want to do something different, you got to do something different. I know that was revelatory, right? That was very revelatory, but it's so true. So make the change today, and we want to hear from you. All right. Hey, tonight, it doesn't matter what time you call, man. Tonight you can call, which would be best. Tomorrow you can call. We'll be here for you, okay? All right. God bless you, and good night.